That's so bad. Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? How's whatever? That was terrible. This is a song I've been trying to learn. This is "Fly Me to the Moon," which is in A minor or C, depending on how you look at it. And it's just a walking line. I just play a lot over this bass line. And for the most part, you could just play a C scale, like a C major. Yeah, I could just play those 7 notes and just kind of position all over the neck. But there's a couple of quirks. There's an E7 in there and an A7 in there, which introduce some flats that aren't in the rest of the line. And so it's just, and being that it's one of those situations where there's chord changes, quite often. Whoops. Anyway, I'm trying to read a chart and play. Whatever, not important. This I was going to try to play and talk, which is kind of impossible. I'm not good at it, but to demonstrate the whole thing. I can pretty much just play the C major scale. That's just playing random notes. Okay, I don't want to talk. Anyway. How are you? Hi. I really just wanted to talk about playing music, but through the lens of addiction, because I've never really considered myself to be an addictive person. I have had what people would consider addictive habits in the past, but I've never really considered myself to be addicted to really anything. The major ones would be like smoking. I started smoking when I was about 14 or 15. I quit the day my oldest daughter was born at 25. So I smoked for a decade, and for most of that time I was like a 1 pack a day guy, and I smoked a lot. But there would also be times I just didn't. Like I wouldn't, in 10 years I could say that I never experienced like nicotine withdrawal. I never had like a need for it. I would say my longest running, I guess, a quote addiction would be coffee. I also around the time of 15, I started drinking coffee, questionable amounts of coffee. I would say I drank at least a pot of coffee, probably more like 2 pots of coffee a day for 25 years. Basically, at the start of COVID, so 2020 was when I did not, or when I stopped drinking that much coffee. I was drinking a lot of coffee. But I also have never really experienced a caffeine withdrawal. I don't have caffeine headaches, tiredness, all that other stuff. So, I've never really felt addicted to anything. I would say my addictions would be like to projects, or I would be addicted to work, or I would be addicted to a game that I'm working on, or whatever. I guess maybe video games I can consider having addiction to that, but those also resolve themselves when you finish the game. And I've never been I'm not the person who has like games lined up one after the other. But what I can tell you is, I haven't played music in 3 weeks. This is kind of the extent of my music playing these days, is sitting with my bass and just playing around. Whoops. Whoops. This has been the extent of my playing, and I am having withdrawal from playing music. I really am. Like I can tell in my mood, my frustration levels, that something changed. We've talked about this whole event last year. I bought this thing a year ago in May. I've only been playing bass for a little over a year, and something changed. I went to Colorado, and things shifted in my head or in my body or something. And I've only been playing music like with another person since March. And we've been playing every week since March, and this is the first time I've taken like a 3 week long break. And I really missed it. I was hoping to get to play this past weekend, but it just didn't work out with the AC going out and everything. And I can definitely tell you, I'm addicted to this. I'm addicted to playing this thing. I'm addicted to not just playing it, though. That's the thing. Like, I pick it up every day. I really do. I pick my basses up, one of my basses up, at least once a day. Sometimes it's just running scales. Right now, right now I'm running E flat major is what my instructor has me working. And he likes to teach this version, not the... He calls that the cheating technique. You probably can't see my hands there, but the cheating technique will be playing it all in position. Wrong place. No, that's correct. That would be the cheating position for him. He prefers... Screw that up. He prefers having shifts because you're practicing two things at once there. Whatever. Not the point. Sometimes I pick it up and that's all I do. Is I'll run whatever scale I'm working on. I'll run... Whoops. Run arpeggios. Because I need to, I need to learn those, and I need to ingrain those in my head. He has me playing those to like a slow jam, just playing arpeggios, kind of like soloing over them. Something like that, whatever, just goofing around. Maybe that's all I do in a day, is I pick it up for 10 minutes and I play some scales and I play some arpeggios. I put a beat on like this, and I maybe, for this particular thing, talking to you, I could just play quarter notes. This is good practice for just playing. Just this is good practice just playing to time. Just keeping time with the music. That's good practice. This is the extent. This is what I've been playing. And I can tell you, when I went to my in-laws last weekend, and on Sunday I got to play for like 2 hours. I sat down. I have all of our songs. I have backing tracks for all of our songs that I can just put on and play with. And I played for like 2 hours or an hour and a half. Just sat down. What do we play? Yeah. What is that song called? Anyway, playing bossa novas and the kind of rocky tunes. rock style tunes that we play, and I felt so good. It felt so fantastic to play those things. So I thought, I miss it. I'll just bring it down here. Like, I'll just sit here and practice in front of you in my shit. Like, I'm a terrible player. I think you could probably tell that just from what you heard me playing right now. I'm not a good player, but I can get there. I can do this. And sometimes this is all the song needs. Sometimes. Do you like the staccato? Oh, and that low E. Sometimes that's all I need to do is just practice muting, practice playing staccato, playing whatever the other word is. I don't know. What I can tell you though is I need this in my life. I need to have more music, and it's been very interesting to see or to feel that pull, to feel the pull of addiction. And I think that I could say I'm fully addicted to playing this music, and I don't want to stop. And but I also, I recognize that this isn't my full-time job. This isn't ever going to be my full-time job. I know what musicians make, and it's not enough. And but that doesn't mean that I don't give it my everything, right? It's not my job, but I still give it my all, and I think that's important. Personally, like for me, that's what I like to do, is to give myself over to something and live it, regardless of whether it becomes my identity or not. But I could say pretty confidently that I am addicted to playing this music, and that I am a bass player. Like, I identify as a bass player, and these past 3 weeks have shown me that it's way more important than I thought. I bought this thing thinking that if I just diddled with it every day, and maybe in 5 years I could play bass, I could join a band. And I did it in less than a year. And I did not expect that out of myself, or out of the instrument, honestly. But here we are. Baby's doing well. Mommy's doing well. Dad's doing well. We're getting okay sleep, and everything's working out, and it'll come back around. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But life is very full right now, and I'm very happy where I'm at in life. And ultimately, someday, this will be maybe a bigger part. Like I said, don't think it's going to be my full-time job, but I think it'll be a bigger part. So, what do you think? You got thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? You should put them in the comment section down below. While you're down there, you should like the video. I appreciate you very much for doing that. I appreciate you for watching also. And you can subscribe if you haven't done so. We're still growing. We're still, against all odds, after 9 years of doing this, the channel has been getting decent views, and we're growing, and I'm very happy about all that. So thank you very, very much. I very much appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 20 things to start doing in your relationships. Number 7, be your perfectly imperfect self. We are not perfect for everyone. We are only perfect for those select few people who really take the time to get to know us and love us for who we really are. And to those select few, being our perfectly imperfect self is what they love about us. Yes, wear your imperfections like badges of honor. They're what make you who you are. And sometimes you got to remember that we're all imperfect. That's why I'm comfortable showing you my terrible bass skills. I've only been playing for a year, and I'm not speedrunning this thing. It's okay to be imperfect.